What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Airborne in the house, dropping you guys the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news and updates. Today's June 30th, 2022. Welcome to another live stream, Thirsty Thursdays with Six Fig Stock Trader. He'll be coming in here shortly. So appreciate you guys tonight. Grab your favorite drink, snack, whatever. Should be a pretty good stream. Try not to go more than 1 hour, although you always know how that is. If you guys follow us, you always end up going a little bit over that, just depending on how engaged the chat is. So if you guys smash that thumbs up button on your way in, consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed. Turn on the bell notification so you get notified as soon as I upload a video. Truly appreciate it. It's the least you guys can do to help support the channel. I like have this on like autopilot now because I say it like every day, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. So before we start technical analysis and market talk with Six Fig, let's do a quick market overview. Let me just add this to the stream, refresh it, even though I just did a video. If you guys watched it about 30 minutes ago, I premiered it, but Bitcoin's pumping right now. It did a big pump from about like 18.7K all the way up to about 19.7K, literally 10 minutes before the daily and the monthly candle close. So you think about whale manipulation, holy crap. You don't think they pay attention to technical analysis? At least somebody is, but they wanted to push that Bitcoin price to that above that 19.7 thousand because that was the previous, I do believe, all-time high back in 2017, that bull run. But yeah, it's crazy volume right now. All right, let's see. Today's June 30th. Only got a couple hours left of the day, but a bunch of different holidays going on. It's Asteroid Day, Work from Home Day, Blink 182 Day, International Day of Parliamentarism. I can't even say that. National Bomb Pop Day. Oh, that brings back some memories. I've had a lot of those. National Corvette Day. That kind of sounded bad. National Handshake Day. National Meteor Watch Day. Outfit of the Day. Social Media Day. Michael Phelps Day. And some reality TV star. I don't even know what that is, but it is what it is. All right, let's go to top 100 crypto bubbles. It's a sea green right now, at least the last hour or so. Same thing with the day. We got AMP up, AR up. Pretty much everything's doing pretty good the last couple of hours. Total crypto market cap, trading sideways a little bit, currently at about $876 billion. According to TradingView, CoinGecko always has a little bit higher. Has us up about 0.4%, currently looking at about $939 billion crypto market cap. Bitcoin dominance is coming up, though. Obviously, with the big pump we just had, definitely spiked us up here. Yesterday, we were 43.81%. Now we're at a 44.1% and rising. DXY started off the day pretty strong, and then the last couple of hours, or last 4 to 8 hours, it has taken a small dip, which hence crypto market kind of came up a little bit, at least towards the end of the day. Fear and greed index, no change, still 11 from yesterday. Been in extreme fear for basically the last month and a half or so, and been on a downtrend since the middle of November when we had our last all-time high with Bitcoin. Stock market obviously was down too as well because we had the PCE, the core PCE numbers come out, which I talked about in my video for inflation numbers. The numbers did come out and they were a little bit less than what was expected, but the stock market and traditional markets didn't really agree with that. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but that's pretty much, I do believe, why the reason we were down today. I think that's pretty much it. All this other stuff I talked about in my video earlier today, FTX potentially closing a deal, buying out BlockFi for $25 million, but that's fake news because the CEO of BlockFi did come out and mention that I don't have the tweet that it wasn't true at all. So hopefully we'll hear something maybe tomorrow just to see exactly what the details are on that big acquisition potentially. Who knows? Maybe Voyager, it's going to happen to them too as well since they've been so quiet. So I don't know. That's all I got for you guys for the crypto market overview. Let's bring in our special guest. Let's see. We got anyone in the chat? We got some people watching, you guys. Who's lurking? Just say something in the chat. Let's get some comments in. Let's take a quick sip. A little parched. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader. What's going on, man?
What's happening, everyone? Thanks for having me on the channel. Good to see you. Good to be here. And yeah, the markets are getting wrecked as usual, but it is what it is. It's part of crypto, and really, I think that, we've been seeing these markets just crumble away since November. People don't often realize that, November, we saw the all time highs, and it's been a downward spiral ever since. So, with that said, we've been in this for 7, 8 months now, and I think people are just kind of gearing up and getting ready for a little change. And I don't know. I'm feeling like, how much worse can it get? We're at
Yeah.
these levels. That's kind of like my personal feeling about the market right now. I
Yeah.
don't know how
Like,
you're feeling about the market, but
I know it's especially with the macroeconomics and the geopolitical stuff and how you look at TA pretty much every day and how it correlates in to an extent. But we got Bitcoin's oversold on the weekly historic level. Like this is the most oversold it's ever been. And then the next question would be, it can be oversold. Like I forget how long Bitcoin was oversold for a while. The last time we went down, but is that true that you can stay oversold like this for a while? Like
oh
everyone's
yeah.
like, oh, we've been so oversold. Like I've been hearing that for like a couple weeks now. Like
Mhm.
how much? Like we're gonna have what? Maybe small relief rallies just because, and then it'll just keep dipping back down and stay oversold for who knows months. I don't know.
Yeah. So usually when you start to see like these indicators indicating that things are like oversold or overbought, usually when we look at like the daily chart, that's usually a good example of where you'll see some of these oversold and undersold numbers really stay at these peak highs or lows. When we look at like the weekly chart, you tend to notice that things just kind of drift down and then they drift up, or they drift up and then they come right back down relatively soon. But yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon for things, on the daily, weekly chart to be oversold or overbought for months on end. You
Yeah.
just kind of get like this little whiplashing effect, sideways trading possibly. So yeah, little relief rallies here and there, but it is definitely something that you see. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time frames these people are looking at, but you know, um, man, I just think like, um, if you've made it this far and you've been here since November, like you can do this. Just hang in
Yeah.
there.
Like I feel like all the people that wanted to get out of the market have been out of the market, especially like a lot of the newbies who aren't used to this are just out. It's just, I mean, this is the time, not financial advice,
Yeah.
is to be accumulating. This is where millionaires are made. Who knows, whenever the next bull market kicks off or next bull trend or whatever, like this is the time. Like myself personally, when I accumulated between when I first got into crypto back in 2017 ish, to all the way up to 2020, I was cashing out my Amazon stock and buying Cardano and Bitcoin. Those are my two biggest bags. And then I bought in between Cardano 7 to 16 cents. And did I sell at the peak? No, I was greedy. I thought it was going to keep going up. I think it hit like $3.10, kept going down, kept going down. I'm like, crap. And I made a video about this last September about taking profits. So then I ended up cashing out a couple 100,000 Cardano at, I think it was like $1.93. And then boom, there's my big tax bill.
Yeah, that sucks.
but
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 hey,
we're not quite that low now with these numbers. But man, compared to the levels of all the all-time highs of what we saw last year's,
mhm,
these were like at 70, 80%, 90% discounts on a lot of these coins and
yeah.
tokens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, man. Like how long we stay at these levels. Are we going to see this inflation really start impacting everyone and then they just decide to YOLO into crypto like they did during that whole coronavirus crash? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see if we do get some sort of a melt up here or something like that. It's needed. I do think that whenever it does happen, though, man, watch out because I think we're gonna start seeing some big things happening, and that FOMO that will follow is serious stuff.
Yeah, I think
So
there's gonna be some crazy news that's gonna pop out of nowhere maybe, and it's just gonna kick the next bull trend or next movement up, I think. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about the grayscale, was it the spot ETF that was disapproved from the SEC? I don't know if you heard anything about that.
Heard about that.
So now I guess it was supposed to pass. Like they had a good feeling. They're like, oh, it's going to pass and whatnot. And then all of a sudden SEC comes out and they're like, nope. And then I think the Grayscale CEO, now they're going to try suing the SEC, I guess, or something like that is what I heard. But that was supposed to be a big catalyst. That didn't happen. And that ended up dropping. So.
Well, I hate the SEC. Man, I freaking hate the SEC. Just for this, all this crap that they pull, Bitcoin ETFs, that'd get a lot of money flowing in. People would be more manipulation going on, so people could make their stock options and futures contracts fruitful. But when it comes down to like the SEC, they have some of the most messed up rules in a supposed, free society where you're, just for an example, like the pattern day trading rule, like the people that are under $25,000 portfolios can only make 3 trades within a 5-day period. Like, come on.
Wow.
But somebody above that price level can make as many trades as they want. But if you're below that price level, you can basically take out leverage to get you to that level. And then if you lose it all, you become a slave to the system in debt, paying off your loan at 25% interest rate. So yeah, I hope they sue the SEC, and I hope that they win.
Yeah. Joel made a comment saying that hopefully a midterm elections rally that transfers to crypto too. I've heard that. Yeah. You got all this stuff going on right now. And it's so crazy how I think the mainstream media kind of like propagandizes all of it just for midterm elections. It's like they push what people want to see, and it all kind of gears towards like election season. Like you got the abortion Roe versus Wade thing. That's all you see in the news. Then there's all gun control. Oh, all there is mass shootings everywhere. And then when all COVID stuff, it's like they just go from one thing, but they want to get that into the people's minds, the everyday person, so they have something to talk about for midterm elections. That's what I think. But that can get down a conspiracy rabbit hole. But I don't want to
planting the seed.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it is what it is. There's so much that goes into this. It's so much bigger than I think anybody could ever realize or understand. But it's if you got the money, you can pump whatever narrative you want in society.
Yep. And if you guys are interested in joining our Signal group, Six Fig, I don't think you're a part of it, but there's a couple groups I'm in there with Obi-Wan, VGX Hero. He actually started it. There's a crypto chatter channel that we have where we just talk everything crypto. And it's kind of crazy because it's like a mix of his family and friends and other people who have family and friends in crypto. So we have like that group. Then we have a conspiracy page. That's really good. If you guys are into conspiracy theories and whatnot, that's real active. Just hit me up and I'll add you guys. There's a foodie group. There's pretty much something for everything. Like my sisters are in the foodie group and the travel group and stuff. It's just kind of a cool community outside of Discord. Quick plug there.
Yeah, no, I'll check it out. Send me a link.
Yeah.
Inflation,
I want to talk about real quick. So have you been noticing like prices going down with anything in your area? Like I know gas prices are slowly dropping. I think the cheapest I saw today was like $4.74 in my area, and I'm in New Jersey. But if you look at commodities, which that might be one thing that we could look at. One of the other streamers that I watch, he does commodities like wheat, cotton, all that type of stuff. Everything is dropping right now. Like crude oil, that's why gas is going down. It's just tanking. But I don't think that price in actuality, like at the store, is going to follow it. I think it's going to drop and then it's slowly going to decrease over time. So then that's going to, I think, my opinion, going to fit into the narrative that, oh, inflation's slowing down, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe the market, like I said, is going to start coming up off that.
Yeah.
It's the basic needs. People are just trying to survive right now. Essentially, like you got to drive far. You're paying $5 a gallon for gas, and you drive an hour and a half to work. Man, you're paying a lot just to drive to work each week.
I used to have a Jeep Wrangler, and for anybody that drives Jeep Wranglers, especially the late 90s Wranglers, They got 15 miles to the gallon freeway, 14 miles to the gallon city, and they're just gas hogs. And I can remember I was commuting 120 miles a day when gas was like 4.50, $5 a gallon back in '08, somewhere in there. And it was shit. I was paying $1,000 a month in fuel just to get to work and back. It was
Wow,
nuts. It was
that is
nuts.
insane.
But yeah, it's definitely stinks to see those prices that high. I've noticed the prices here in Minnesota coming down a little bit. I went to the store to get eggs last weekend, and it was like, what? Price is like 5 times the normal price. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the gas is about, I think I filled up for about 4.40 today or something like that
Really?
here. Something like that, 4.45. I didn't even pay attention to it. I just
Yeah.
fill up my truck and
I'd have to pull up a map because I know it depends on what part of the country you're at. I want to say it's actually cheaper in the Northeast where I'm at a little bit compared to the rest of the country, where I think California is like the highest. Obviously, everything's expensive there. But yeah, gas prices I've noticed are coming down. Real estate I've noticed starting to come down as well. Like I have like when I was looking for a house or whatever, I use Redfin and like Zillow, I
oh
think, and
yeah.
I still get emails. Everything updates that price has decreased, everything is coming down. So I think maybe we've hit the bubble with the real estate market. That should maybe start coming down here too. I don't know.
I don't know, man. That'd be nice. I was looking at some property down in the Gulf of Mexico like the last few days, just looking, man. I want a place right on the ocean.
Yeah.
And like I noticed the price is coming down a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
and it
see.
depends where you're looking too. Like Florida,
Yeah.
before, well, I was gonna move back there before I decided to come back. Everything down there is super expensive still, but
Yeah.
I have noticed though
Crazy.
things are still starting to come down a little bit there, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, all I know is the next housing market crash, when it happens, I want to have some capital set aside to capitalize on that, because
Yeah,
that'd be sweet just to buy up even a couple properties on the cheap and just wait 5-10 years till the stuff's worth double and pay off one property with the other, and have a free house essentially.
yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. Let me just check the comments, see who we got here. We got Freddie G. What's going on? We got Joel looking for Voyager news pumps. It has to come soon. I know a lot of you guys follow me because I'm a big Voyager person.
Mhm.
Bojangles. I'm down 80% on my investment in Voyager, finding it hard to muster up the courage to sell and cut my losses. Normally I would hodl, but these circumstances may call for a different approach. Thoughts? So I'm down quite a bit. I'm down a couple $100,000, a lot more than a lot of you guys. But it just depends on the person. Like they always
Mhm.
say, is don't put in money you can afford to lose. People got to pay the bills. People got their daily things that they got to do. And if you got to cut your losses just to pay the bills, financial advice, I'd recommend doing that. Like everyone's in a different scenario. Me personally, most of my portfolio now is USDC, Bitcoin. I do have Voyager token, but I did trim a lot off. I'm still Navigator Plus level, plus a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. You just got to know what your personal situation is, because Voyager, we get a whole another conversation on that. You know, it's scary times right now with what's going on and the 3AC thing and all that. But I believe the company is going to pull through and whatnot. And one positive thing, though, if you guys didn't hear about this, is their rewards and the interest rates for next month. Everyone thought they were going to cut it. They just released it within the app. If you look under the rewards section, they didn't change anything. So same rates.
Nice.
So they're keeping it. So that's some bullish news. I mean,
It's
you
good.
would think that they would cut all their rates to make more profits because they lost so much with them lending out the 3AC or whatever. So
Yeah, that whole thing was super unfortunate. And like you said, it's going to come down to your personal convictions with the company. You know, it's a great, it's got a great set of, uh, you know, leadership. I mean, it sucks what happened with the 3AC thing. You know, what was it, 650 mil?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Depends on the Bitcoin
I've seen a
price,
couple different numbers. I've seen like 625, I've seen 650, 675. So I don't know what, it's somewhere in there. And you know, the thing that really stinks about the whole thing is it's just that it'd be sweet if, hey, they dropped a bunch of money, like 650 mil, on some other company that they were like buying up, or you know, maybe they were buying up big $650 million worth of Bitcoin or something, but like they have to take that loss and then they have to pay that back, and they're not getting anything for it. That's just what stinks about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think though, if they can pull this off, get that loan repaid back or whatever it is paid back, it's possibly going to be one of the better stories of success out there for a platform. I
Yeah.
mean, when you see something like that happen, and like that's a big hit, and to see something like that bounce back, if they can turn that around to the point where they're back in the black, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what more you could ask for in a company that could do that. You know, like if they prove that they can do that, they're gonna see you know, that to me, that's security.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's security if they can do that.
Yeah, and I think, man, I hope they don't fail. I don't think they are going to fail. I think there's two possible scenarios that could play out for Voyager. One, obviously, FTX is going to just buy them out, and they're going to probably buy out BlockFi, and they're all going to merge, or just maybe let Voyager still do their own thing, and they'll be like the app underneath FTX for the retail trader, and then FTX might be for institutions or something like that. Some of the things that I was thinking about, or they don't get bought out, but they just announce something crazy happens, like debit card mass rollouts potentially could come tomorrow. Steve said, or like the CEO said, by the end of June. It's the end of June. We didn't hear anything today, so maybe tomorrow we'll hear something. Mass rollout that's going to bring lots of revenue to 200,000 people who pre-ordered the debit card. Everyone starts using their card. They're going to make revenue off of that. They need international expansion to roll out. They need more customers and more people, you know, buying assets off the platform. So I think they need to start ASAP. Like, you know, they've been slow on releasing products. They said this is the year product rollout, and what, we got the debit card in moon mode. That's it. Half the year's already over. So, and then all of a sudden this hits at the same time is just bad look all overall, in my opinion. But I don't know. I have confidence. I think Voyager definitely in the United States has the best app out of every other crypto app. They've got the best team, loyal following, community, and whatnot. So it suck if they just went away. I don't think they are, but it's been quiet for over the past week. Something's brewing, so hopefully we hear something soon. But that's kind of my thoughts overall for Voyager.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sure they'll possibly come out fine. You know, when you think about it this way too, like let's just say that they might borrow some money, and let's just say that you believe that Bitcoin is going to go to $100,000. Let's just say that would be about. Let's just say they scoop up, you know, $6,500, or excuse me, 6,500 Bitcoin at these prices, 20,000. You know, to make that 650 million back, they would just need Bitcoin to hit 100,000 at, you know, these levels. So, you know, there's a lot of different strategies they can take to make that 650 million back. I don't know, man. I don't know what they got up their sleeve, but it's going to get interesting, to say the least. So I think that you're right. That whole credit card, debit card thing is definitely going to be a big piece to the puzzle. It's going to bring a lot of liquidity back into USDC on their platform, stuff like that. They can use that. They can, you know, strategically use that better than what happened with the 3AC thing. But man, I couldn't believe that happened.
Yeah. All right. You want to jump into, let's just do some TA on VGX token now that we're talking about it, and then probably do Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure. Let's bear with me. I'll share my screen here.
Yeah, and like I said, guys, I don't think there's going to be any more price action right now with Voyager token, except if you guys watch my video from the other day, there is a trend with the Voyager token. The last 8 months, it always pumps towards the end of the month, and then right after the first or second, it just dumps. So it's kind of like, yeah, with the rewards, or they're just buying in to get something, and then they sell off. But I put out the video the other day if you missed it, but it could dump, but that's just the trend. So there might be a dump tomorrow. I mean, there might be an announcement, it might counter it. Like, I don't know, but I don't think there's going to be, unless Bitcoin keeps dropping, the token price is obviously going to come down with it. But the stock price actually jumped up yesterday to like 58 cents from like 28 cents. And then it came back down and closed the day at like 44 cents. I want to say off the top of my head, which I don't own any of the Voyager stock, VYGVF, but both token and the stocks not doing too hot right now.
Yeah, that stinks. I mean, it is what it is. I saw that pump or whatever, and I was a little skeptical about the pump myself personally. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Here's a glance at Voyager token on the weekly chart. A little bit earlier on in the stream, we were talking about, can these oversold levels, overbought levels maintain, down here in the dumps? And here's a clear answer to this. Really, we've been down in the dumps since, maybe super hardcore since early May, April. So yeah, here it is. There is kind of one thing that I am seeing here, though. When we look at this RSI, one thing that we like to do is look for patterns and things like that. And we can kind of connect the dots here. You could almost argue that there could quite possibly be some sort of falling wedge here, or something of that nature. Let's just go ahead and, I'm not sure why my Ichimoku clouds are not showing up. Let's just look at the daily here. There they are. So I'm just going to clear this here. It's down in the dump right now for sure. RSI. Here's an example on this daily. It just kind of whiplash down here, April 30th, maybe till May 13th, somewhere in there, a couple of weeks in the dumps. Here we are again. Right now, I think, when I look at this to me, this price action here is just, it's too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. And that's just something that I like to look for when I'm trying to see like a bounce or something.
Yeah, and I talked about that in my video earlier. Not that I'm a TA expert or anything, but the cloud, look how thin it is right there. Why all of a sudden would that just be a tiny narrow? Have you ever seen that before?
Right in here?
Yeah, how the cloud forms and whatnot. Why would that be so weak right now? It looks like if we have great news or something, it could pump up because there's always such low volume. I could totally see it. I mean, I've seen the price jump when it got listed on Coinbase massively. So if something good happens, it looks like it's in position for it to jump through that. Granted, that's like what, $1 plus.
And so you can kind of see here how this cloud is really forming out pretty far away from this price action here. And so my guess here is that, we're seeing this straighten out here coming off this really nasty dip. And so that's what created this thinner. Well, I mean, you could kind of see it kind of lines up here. We traded sideways, got a nice pump. It basically thinned out this cloud and then dumped it.
Yeah. That pump right there that we just last had, that was when they announced the details of the VLP 2.0. And also that was the end of the month again, where it always pumps and then it dumps right after.
Yep. Yeah. So this is just, it's just one of those things. Right now, I think that if Voyager token has a chance to squeeze through this Ichimoku cloud, it's got to do so right through this little pathway anywhere from mid to late July, somewhere in there. You can kind of see how this Ichimoku cloud is starting to get really thick again. And whenever we see these thick clouds, like this, it's just hard for price action to really kind of break through in most cases. Here's an example of a thinner cloud where it broke through, going both ways fairly easy. But yeah, the thicker these clouds, the better. So I really would like to see it, anytime before this July 21st. And there could be some sort of a setup going on here too, because when I just threw up this Fibonacci retracement, and I've been keeping an eye on Voyager, especially when it was around this 36 cents level. I thought that there was a chance we could go to 25 cents. If things get really bad here, maybe we'll see like a little pump back up to this 36 cent level. My biggest fear right now is that we see some sort of bear flag or something like that form. I would really like to see some sort of V-shaped recovery here or something like that. Because if we drop below this 25 cent level, 9 cents, 8 cents, somewhere in there.
Oh God, I hope not.
Is the 161.8, and we know the 161.8 as the golden ratio. But there's also, we can also go ahead and throw this Fibonacci up in other spots as well. Like this was a pretty decent area right in here. You can kind of see that it's playing this Fibonacci retracement almost perfectly to a T as well. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on where you place this, and the next drop down is going to be minus 0.02. So hopefully we see this bounce, maybe back up to this 50 cent level. It just depends on where you're throwing your fibs. And unfortunately, November is when, what was it, BQX turned into VGX. And so we don't have a whole lot of data. 8 months of charts is just not a whole lot of data. And I know those other charts are kind of corrupted.
Yeah, I remember you trying to find that.
The days kept skipping and stuff. But I mean, when we look at this, this current setup for Voyager token, I'm looking at this. You can kind of see that there might, in fact, be some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze. Let's just look at this on a 4-hour chart and just kind of see what's going on here. And I mean, you can see this little pennant formation here. So hopefully we get this bounce to the upside and retest that 35 cent level, retest that 49 cent level, because I think that is going to possibly be, two important levels to pay attention to. But, if you see this thing really kind of dwindling below this 24, 23 cent level, there could be a chance it could be wandering down to this 9 cent-ish level. I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that. Like, this bear market has been brutal. I know there's a lot of people still kind of calling for lower prices, like a $10,000 Bitcoin. And really, I have some theories on ETH that bring it down to like $100.
Wow.
So I don't know, man.
Nothing surprises me though at this point with everything that's happened the last month or two.
Right.
So just everyone prepare yourselves, I guess.
Yeah. I can tell you what though, if this thing gets down to this 9-10 cent level, I'm just gonna throw like $1,000 on it.
Yeah.
And just chill until that thing returns back to like $10 someday.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Wasn't there like a time sequence? I think I put up a time sequence.
I just had something bite my foot.
Oh wow!
What the heck that was? Unless it was just it was a wrapper. Oh, dude!
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was wonderful, wasn't it? Should we check out Bitcoin here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for all these everybody watching that hasn't really kind of seen this little thing that I've set up here, we've got Fibonacci time sequence is one of my most favorite things to see on charts when it plays out, because really, I'm just gonna go ahead and line this up quick. Because really, when it works like damn good. And so what we can do here is I just threw up this time sequence from like November 29th, 2013. This was really the first historic bull run that happened. And then you can see that this was the bear market that followed. And it'll be really hard for everybody to see. You're just going to have to trust me. But the reason I put this time sequence right here was because you can kind of see the low is right down here, just slightly lower than this dip here. With that said, this time sequence here really didn't predict a heck of a whole lot. It could have been off like a couple of weeks, predicting a time frame that volatility was going to increase. Because if you look at this from right about this shelf, like right in here is when price really took off. So I don't know what to think about that. But with this time sequence though, we get rid of this box here and you kind of see this cup that's formed. This thing is pretty on center with this cup. So it kind of predicted the midway point of the 2018-2019 bear market, which is pretty cool. Now we've got another time sequence that is coming up, and that is around July. I've seen this time sequence on other charts somewhere around July 2nd to July 5th to July 7th. So with that said, watch out, everybody. This first week of July, second week of July, we're either going to see Bitcoin drop back down again, or we might see this thing pull a nice reversal. But let's look at this thing on the weekly chart, because when we pay attention to like all these patterns and stuff like that are happening, there's a few things that we can pay attention to. One of them, and I've been talking about this now for a while, is this little falling wedge that's been brewing on Bitcoin, and it was kind of like this, and then like all this stuff happened with the market. Now we saw the RSI break this falling wedge, so we could just move that down a little bit more. Viola, we still have this falling wedge that is happening. So whatever way you slice and dice it, there's a falling wedge here at this point in time, very similar. And we talked about this, Airborne, back in the 2014. Me and you have had many conversations about how this bull market
just like it.
Exactly. And so you can kind of see that this was a falling wedge that happened here. And bear with me and I'll show you guys what the results were. A big old melt up that happened as a result of this. So It is what it is. If we get it, sweet. If we don't, I'm going to just keep loading my bags, because I'm going to retire the next bull run. I tell you what, I'm doing that for sure.
And then the other thing is that people talk about is, I know Norse Digital is the Elliott wave theory, the impulse wave to 5. And I think I don't know where he plotted his number 1. I think it goes all the way back to maybe the bear market right after 2019. That was like the 1. I don't know if you can draw it out, but we're heading towards the 4 right now on the Elliott wave theory, and he doesn't know exactly where that is what I watched the other day. But there's also, I know other technical analysis people, they've been saying the Elliott wave theory is still in play as well. Like where wave 5 is going to impulse. Maybe that's kind of what all this is leading up to.
And it very well, there very well could be something in there. I've kind of had this feeling like we could have maybe had this Elliott wave theory already play out.
Yeah.
here's a great example of it. You know, did it play out like this? And are we getting some sort of, ABC correction that's happening afterwards? Possibly. If we do see another run to the upside, that would be awesome. I do know where, kind of like what he's referring to for Elliott wave theory, right in here as well. I haven't watched his videos for some time, but I do catch some of the screenshots that he posts up from time to time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue
Yeah, that's
that,
kind of like what his looks like.
yeah,
He's messing around with 0.4 right now. He doesn't know how much farther we're gonna hit that before we impulse back to 5.
right.
But that was his.
Yeah. And I mean, this could work either way. I mean, this first hump right here, when we hit that 64,000 or whatever, that could certainly be 0.3. I mean, this could be 0.5 up here as well. This would be a perfect Elliott wave theory move. And again, we could just see like an ABC corrective wave to the downside, which, we could get a DE off this as well, a ABCDE corrective wave, something like that, and go lower, because I've seen a lot of people calling for like this $10,000 Bitcoin somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it doesn't happen.
I know a
for
lot of
everyone's
people are, though.
sake.
Some people are rooting for it, but
Yeah, I mean,
it just all depends who you are.
yeah, I would like to see the crypto markets pump a little bit more, just so I can sell my bag and then reset and buy back. I wish I had some more money laying around that I could just dump into the markets, but I'm just in it. I could care less with the prices on things. I just try to keep myself busy with other things.
Yeah.
But when we look at these little yellow boxes, I'm actually going to just go ahead and I'm going to modify this so it's easier for people to see here, because I know a lot of people are probably on their cell phones.
Real quick, I know the other thing that just came to me is the pi cycle bottom indicator. I think I talked about that one of my videos. I don't know if you saw that, but we're coming up on where I forget what moving averages they are off the top of my head. They're just really weird ones, like that you never really talk about. But that's supposed to cross around the first week of July, maybe the July 8th, 9th, and 10th. So that potentially is what a lot of people are saying, that could be the bottom, which now that we're talking about all this, it kind of makes me think.
Yeah, that July 7th date.
Yeah, the time sequence.
Yeah. So maybe that time sequence is going to predict the bottom. I mean, damn, wouldn't that be a sweet deal? Really, folks, people need to understand that, we haven't been in the bear market for, we haven't been in this downtrend for just a couple months. We've been in this downtrend since November 8th. We're coming up, and if you talk about like July 7th, well, shit, that's 9 months of going down. People are getting gray hair, dude.
Yep.
And it's really, I feel like if you have been in this since November and ridden it down this far, hang in there. I mean, I'm not financial advice here. I'm probably the worst person you could get financial advice from, but just hang in there. And I don't know. I just have faith. I'm in this for the longer term.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you guys are here right now, we're still early in the grand scheme of things. It's just that we look at it every single day. Sometimes we get in our own bubbles, but if you go out to the mall or whatever, and you start talking about crypto to some people, they'll be like, "What? Yeah, I heard of Dogecoin and SHIB." That's usually what the responses are when I meet people for the first time and I talk to them about, "Hey, you know anything about crypto?" Yeah, that like Dogecoin and Bitcoin. So like we're still early in the grand scheme of things, but
yeah. I just, it's when you mention that, it makes me start thinking of, what do we got coming up here in America? Our big old Freedom Day, 4th of July.
yep.
And here in America, we all get together, blast off fireworks, have parties, and people talk shit about finance. It's just like the holidays.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's gonna get together this weekend, talk about who knows what.
Yep.
I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just hanging out with the in-laws. We're going to somewhere in Pennsylvania. I forget.
Nice.
To watch fireworks or something. I don't even know if we're gonna watch fireworks, but there's some event going on. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to get too off topic, but
yeah, that's cool. But anyways, getting back to like this just really quick. This big thick green line's the 730-day moving average. Anytime prices drop below this into this yellow box here, and it's always kind of bounced off this 200 moving average, but it's throughout history this has been a great time for accumulation to occur. You can see where we're at right now.
Yep.
So it is what it is. We just got to hang in there. So
let's look at the total crypto market cap. I do believe I was watching that Mitch Ray TA guy earlier, and I think the total crypto cap held some support he was talking about. I don't know if you have anything pulled up or do some quick TA on that.
It has. The total crypto market cap is pressing on this 200 moving average. You can see that this is going to really mimic the Bitcoin charts as well. But we've got this time sequence for September 12th on the total crypto market cap. Let's go ahead and just
play around with that too to see if there's like a time sequence for the same July.
Here we go. Boom. So look at this. So this time sequence was pretty accurate here at predicting increased volatility right in this time frame. Right here, within a couple of weeks of volatility. But right here, it was a week off from predicting a reversal. Right here, we've got August 15th. So July 7th, August 15th, the next few months, there might be something going on here. And yeah, there is some support holding out. So it'll be interesting to see if we see maybe like a little symmetrical triangle or something like that play out here. But yeah, even this price action here seems to me to be just too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. And here's another example of the distance. We can kind of just try my best. I mean, you can kind of see that might not be spot on, but it's close. That there is a little bit of that there might be a little bit of a bounce getting ready to happen here. If it does, and we start ripping here, if we can break through this thin part of the Ichimoku cloud by October 31st, crypto is going to be banging. It is going to be banging. And you can see that on the total crypto market cap. Nice head and shoulders pattern that
played out perfect.
Just got a very clear neckline. And so when we look at this, you could also maybe argue that there might be some sort of inverse head and shoulders forming off this. It just is what it is. Here's a perfect example of it. We had a head and shoulders pattern happen right here. We know this because I think it would be fair to say that there's a neckline somewhere right in here. Off the backside there, I mean, you could maybe make the argument that there might have been an inverse head and shoulders here in some form or fashion. You could almost make the argument that there might have been some neckline right in there. I don't know. This is the coronavirus dip here, so it's going to be a little bit of an anomaly. But for that matter, I'm hoping that we see 3 trillion again, because that was sweet. To
One
see
could
it
only
fall
hope.
under $1 trillion was heartbreaking, and we're at 881 billion right now. So
that's nothing compared to all the other markets in the world.
right,
Gold market cap, stock market cap. We're still so early.
right,
Even though I've been in the game for years now. I guess I was super early. But then there's the people that even got in before 2017.
So look at this. So if you got in like around the middle of 2017, do you remember when you started getting in 2017?
I got in. I'm pretty sure I got in like in 2016. My cousin told me. I told this story before. My cousin was in XRP. I had the original Binance before Binance.us, and I was messing around with it, didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then I started hearing about it starting to pick up at the end of 2017. I think I bought Litecoin on Robinhood around September. It was like $40, I think, a coin, and then it went up to like $345 at the peak. So that's what grabbed my attention into crypto, and that's where I have been paying attention to it ever since.
Look at this, 2016, $7 billion total crypto market cap.
Wow, I never even thought about looking at that. That's, I guess,
you look at the January 2018 peak. You know, this thing went from 762 billion down to 92 billion. So that's a decrease of, let's see, approximately 88%. What are we at now?
Now, yeah, I was about to say that'd be a good comparison. I don't think we're nowhere near that.
75%.
Well,
that's
close.
Still something. I mean, that's nothing to scoff at. And we kind of also had this like double, I don't know, this weird head and shoulders that kind of formed here. But yeah, I mean, that's insane. I mean, you just have to think that even in 2018, we were at an 86 billion crypto market cap, and that thing went all the way up to 3 trillion. So I don't know, man. If it 10x's from here, we could be seeing a $5 to $8 trillion market cap the next go around.
Yeah,
I mean, people argue the fact that coronavirus printed a lot of money that got into crypto and things like that, but that money's still out there right now. So it might be like another lifeline.
Mm-hmm. Got UT Snake Eyes. I don't think if I can copy and paste his link because I want to see. He said, just saw this one. Looks massive on the next bull move. I'd have to go to YouTube. And
is it a coin?
He put a Twitter link. I'm trying to pull it up real quick. But I don't know what you want to jump into next. I want to keep this at an hour. That's like 7 minutes. We can go a little bit over, but maybe just do some regular coins like CKB. I know there's some CKB people in the chat. Pull that up while I find this tweet.
Yeah, let's pull up ICP here really quick, just because it's the next one after. So as you guys know, I've been working for ICP as a content curator, making videos about their ecosystem, stuff like that. They just had this huge supernova hackathon. What was cool about it was that they had about 3,800 developers working on projects, which is insane. And then they ended up accepting over 400 projects to the ecosystem. So like within the last day, the internet computer ecosystem has basically grown by like 400 dApps. It's like insane, the growth. And they have been plagued by just kind of like these accusations of like the rug pull. I'm sure everybody's heard it, but what has come out now is that there was a billionaire who basically employed a company and paid them very handsomely to crank out a bunch of like false reports, stuff like that, on everything about internet computer. If you just look up like crypto leaks ICP, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like the shit was just intricate as hell.
Wow.
And yeah, dude, it's like something that you would see out of this movie. But anyways, like this coin,
Looks
you
like
know,
Voyager token. A
it
lot
it,
of other
it
coins.
does, man. It does, and
Yeah.
it'll get better at some point. It'll get better. But what I like about this setup, I mean, you don't have to like the internet computer, but if you want to maybe make a play or something like that, here's something I've been looking at with this, and I'm following this coin, the news on it every day. But we do have this falling wedge that is starting to kind of break out here. So I'm hoping that we see ICP kind of take off and start running through some of these channels. I'd like to see it come back up to this 87-ish dollar-ish level for a test. Maybe we'll get some sort of nice inverse head and shoulders like this that occurs. Nobody knows, but just keep your eye on it. It's trading at $5.41. I think it's got that potential to, 20, 40x in the next few years. So not financial advice. Cloud's pretty thin here, so it's not going to be that hard for the price action to break through on this weekly chart. Really, that's all I'm going to say about this coin right now.
Got a low supply, it looks like 469 million max supply. I'm looking at CoinGecko. Circulating
Yeah.
supplies 241 million.
Yeah, so they got 55% of the token locked up in the main DAO. So that's kind of cool, and a lot of these lockup periods are anywhere from a year to 8 years. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
they got more than half the supply locked up right now, which is pretty cool. So a couple hundred million market cap. When we look at this, I know Solana has a 300 million something circulating supply or something like that. But they were able to hit $266 a coin, somewhere in there. So I'm kind of targeting around that same price over the next couple years if everything goes well with the whole internet computer thing.
Yeah.
It seems like a really decent project, and again, I might be biased because I'm doing work for them. I am
Yeah.
paid by internet computer, but when it comes to the TA stuff, I will never lie to you or anything. I always shoot it straight as I see it. So
Got a question from UT in the comments. For ICP, I did some due diligence on it. A lot of the crypto fundamentals, such as being controlled by a minority and ability to decline anyone who wants to use their ICP network. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I do know Solana is like that, though. Solana has done that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
They go against a lot of their crypto fundamentals.
You know what? It's hard to find a lot of projects out there that it depends on what fundamentals are important to you, things like that. Obviously, I'm not sure what he's referring to here because it's kind of vague. And to be honest with you, I just really like the project because I use it. It's fast, cheap, the whole 9 yards. So it is what it is. Do your own research. If you don't like it,
yeah,
don't invest in it.
Do your own research. That's
exactly
pretty much what everyone's got to do.
Yeah. But
all right, what do we got next? Anything?
Let's look at Cardano. I think
yeah,
there might be some people in here holding Cardano. So
that's my OG baby.
Yeah, this was. I remember you were talking about this.
Still have a little bit, but
yeah,
I pretty much moved out of that project, or not really paying attention to it.
Yeah, so I mean, we got ADA up here on the daily. July 7th. Again, we're seeing that July 7th date really kind of pop up. It is what it is. Symmetrical triangle squeeze. Hopefully, we can break through this cloud and start to see these crypto markets start to recover here. It came down very nicely to this 127 area. If we do see this fall, 17 cents. And I think that we used to play video games like all the time. And I remember it was either like Voyager token or Cardano, and you were like, you got to buy this at like 17 cents, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
When we played Grand
And I
Theft
was,
Auto or whatever.
yeah, I was like, no, dude, no.
Yeah, I remember back in the
And
day.
then that thing mooned.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're waiting on this squeeze here, but yeah, July 7th, somewhere in there, Cardano is going to possibly do some craziness. And I was teasing people a little bit the other day.
They got
Excuse me, on Cardano.
Vassal hard fork, some upgrade they're doing. It was supposed to, I think, roll out this month, but then they delayed it for next month now.
Okay.
That's all
Which
I know.
which is interesting. But yeah, it's it's an interesting project. I'd like to see them move with a little bit more speed.
Yeah,
but
that's Cardano.
Yeah,
The slow and steady wins the race is kind of like their
yeah. And here I was kind of messing with people. Watch Cardano July 5th. A whale will make a splash, and it was just this cryptic thing, and
I saw
nobody
that.
really.
Well, you better come back to it after July 5th to see if something happens around then. Well, that's pretty much the whole market based off these time sequences that we're doing.
Right. Something's about to happen. July 5th, July 7th, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so I agree.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Let's just look at another one. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum. So did you guys hear about that whole how they delayed the Ethereum thing again by 100 days?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so they delayed the Ethereum bomb, which basically I had Jordan Mack explain this Ethereum bomb to me once when I had him on my channel. And he was, because I had no idea what an Ethereum bomb was, but I knew he'd know. And he knew. And what it is they deploy this it's almost like a time bomb. But it's this code that basically just brings the entire network to a screeching halt, like one by one by one. Like it just brings this network to a screeching halt, and then they can make the changes, like switching it from proof of work to proof of stake. So they just kicked that can down the road another 100 days, and I personally think that, I was talking to Jordan about the last time, it's probably 100 days ago that, probably 3 months ago or probably 6 months ago that I was talking to him about that. And so I think that they are just going to keep kicking this can down the road. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like Ethereum and I like everything it stands for. I like, the community. The one thing that I just cannot get over are those gas fees.
Yeah.
I cannot, when you're paying, I could deal with like a couple bucks, but really $50, $250. Like when we were doing those badass bulls, that NFT project that you got turned on to,
it's making a comeback, by the way.
Yeah, turned me on to that. I made some money off that.
Yeah, dude, I own like over 20 of them, so
Wow.
I'm trying to stay up to date with it to see any big announcements and whatnot, but it's going to be pretty much community driven and whatnot, and they got a bunch of things in store coming up.
That's cool.
Not to get off topic, but yeah,
that's cool. But yeah, I mean, man, if they could do something about those gas fees, it would just be super crazy. Like I think we would see this thing moon like nobody's business. But
yeah,
when I look at this right now, I'm seeing just a monstrous rising wedge happen. And really, when we look at stuff like this, we can see that it's already come down to the 786 level, and the next stop, really, we're looking at $377. But if it wiggles its way back down to here, I mean, $86.
Oh,
like
man.
This is a monstrous rising wedge, multi-year that encapsulates Ethereum's entire existence.
Dude, I don't think it's gonna get that low. I mean, based off fundamentals, because you know how many people are into the NFTs right now?
Oh
And they got
yeah,
all these celebrities. There's so much money.
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said earlier in the stream, I'm not surprised by anything that happens, but I just think at least with Ethereum, you have everybody, Snoop Dogg and like all these other people in the NFTs, and they're into Ethereum. Like I don't know, but
yeah. Oh yeah, and that may help it, big time. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this. And really, the closest thing, and I'm, not saying that this is gonna pull a Luna or anything. Oh my God, look at this chart.
is
Yeah,
that
I'm
Luna?
definitely not saying that this is gonna pull a Luna or anything like that. But oh
Which
my
actually,
God,
I think it's been pumping lately. Luna Classic or something like that. I don't know. I
yeah,
stopped paying attention to anything Luna.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure, me too. And really, Luna had this same style, and this chart's all messed up because of this drop off that happened here. But I remember I did a video, and I'm not pretending like I could have predicted. Nobody could have really predicted what happened here. But I remember I put out a video. I said, hey guys, just watch out. You've got a rising wedge on Luna. It could get nasty. And of course,
It's
we
their
didn't
worst
know
case
that this was going
scenario.
to happen.
Yeah.
But I figured like we would see a significant retracement from like these $120 levels, these $80 levels. I thought that maybe we'd see this like the 50s or something,
Yeah.
So and this is just for illustrative purposes. Forget all these red candles here. When we look at something that encapsulates the entire um, you know uh, price action formation, that's kind of a rising wedge there. So I mean, ETH is going to be interesting, and you know, there's so much loyalty towards it.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
I think it's going to be one of those coins that's going to be around forever.
yeah,
Not
I
forever,
very
but
well could.
it'll be around for at least the next 10, 20 years,
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
I think that there's a chance. We could maybe come down and touch off this 563-ish level if things get really nasty for Ethereum. The last time Ethereum ran up, I bought 4 of them at $1,000. I think I sold them for I think I sold at like 1,250 or something like that.
Mm,
Of course, then that thing went up on to like 4K, almost 5K.
yeah.
Stupid, but it is what it is. I suppose we should check out CKB.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe we can end it on that unless there's
Yeah,
any
what are we,
maybe
an hour 10?
yeah, unless there's someone in the comments that wants one,
Okay,
we can maybe end it on that.
we can do that if somebody wants that. CKB, we're looking at this on the daily chart. This is just kind of like some notes that I've had from my previous TA that I've been doing. There is this kind of like this symmetrical triangle squeeze things, something like that's going on. The one thing like on this daily chart that really concerns me, very thick part of this Ichimoku cloud here. I would like to see that cloud looking like this right
Mhm.
down here. That would be nice. So, with that said, I think that there might be some more pain. We might see some sort of symmetrical triangle form, like right here. We might get some sort of drop or something like that. I I would be surprised if we go lower than this 0.0027-ish level. But it would be nice to see if it does go low that we would kind of tangle off around that level. So it just it is what it is. It's got a I just kind of like really invest in the team more than ever. This project is very early.
Yeah.
You can see their token launched back in late 19.
It's like a Cardano,
Yeah,
but with interoperability. Great
yeah,
community. This is definitely, I think, a long-term hold, in my opinion.
yep.
Um, I was actually going to do a video on it. They did their Nervos roundup. They put out the blog post of everything that happened the last month. So I was thinking about doing a video update just on everything that's been going on
They got some cool stuff. Like they've got a couple new projects that I can talk about. You know, that I know of, I should say. This project called Nervos Lands. I did a video on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kind of a unique little I don't know what to call it.
Like a farm game or something.
Yeah, it's like a Sims game almost. Yeah.
I couldn't get it to work like you. I couldn't get it to work. It was weird.
I think it's still in the sandbox or something. I did talk to Jordan Mack, and he mentioned that he had played around in it as well. It was pretty cool. But then they've got this other Dex that's coming to their platform called GeoSwap. So if you're interested in like swapping stable coins or anything like that, they're gonna have the ability to do it super cheap. So like if you wanted to swap like USDC for USDT or something, and like let's just say you were going to swap $100,000 worth, typically that transaction would cost you around like $1,300 to like $1,800. On GeoSwap, it'll cost like was it like $50 or $150? So it's just like way cheap to go ahead and swap stables. So you know, it provides a little bit of relief to people that are doing that. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think that's about it, huh?
Yeah,
we got 15.
We got one request, and I'll give it to UT Snake Eyes. He's a good online buddy. Never met him in real life, but we talk a lot in Twitter DM, VGX Hero. He's requesting JASMY, crypto coin, web free play, and Japan only approved crypto coin project.
Nice. And
Sony or someone, I don't know.
Yeah, Japan is huge for this stuff.
Yeah.
I just started learning Japanese. So
yeah. You texted me that. Was that a joke, but legit?
No, I legit. So like, you know, I'll just give you guys a quick little lesson here on Japanese. So if somebody comes up to you in Japanese and they say, let's just say, Nihongo wakarimasu ka? It means, do you understand Japanese? And, you know, you could respond accordingly.
The only words I know is Konnichiwa, Oga-san. I think that's it. Good afternoon, grandfather. I think Oga-san in Ohio means hi, right? Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. You know, Ohio means like good morning, hi. You know, if you say Ohio gozaimasu or gozaimasu, that means you know, like good morning. So like if you walked up to somebody in Japan that was like your friend, you could say Ohio. But if you're walking up to some guy sitting on a bench and you want to just say like good morning, you'd say Ohio gozaimasu. And that's more of like you know, you're not tight with them. But you know, if you want to say great weather or, you know, something like that, you just say Iyo denki ne. That means like, hey, great weather, right? So I won't bore you guys with this stuff.
Nobody cares, Six Fig.
Right.
But anyway, my grandpa, the only reason I know those 3 words is my grandpa was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, right after the Korean War, I guess, for his army career. So I just remember him telling me a couple words that I remember when I was growing up.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a cool memory to have, man. I'm sure he has some crazy stories to tell, by the way.
Yeah.
Or I'm not sure. Is he still around?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You should just walk years up older than me. Exactly 50 years older than me.
Really? Yep. Same birthday?
May 31st, 1936, I think is born.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so JASMY.
JASMY, Snake Eyes. You know, this is looking like a good price. Just under a penny. A descending triangle here. So this thing is in a squeeze, and we are holding this bottom. The thing about this is we are seeing these. The thing with descending triangles is, it's not like a rising wedge or a falling wedge where we have a great expectation and a high probability where we know the price will go. These descending triangles can be tricky because these can act as continuation patterns or they can act as reversal patterns. And the reason why they could act as reversal patterns or continuation patterns is primarily because we're seeing these lows just continue to getting lower. So, when we see this bottom fall off or something, that's what could happen. But on the other hand, this is kind of like this double-edged sword pattern, in my opinion, because we're holding strong here at this 0.00789-ish cent level. So as long as we can hold that line with this, there might be a solid chance that this thing's getting ready to break out. And bear with me one second. Really, we're seeing this 50 moving average start to curve, and we're seeing this conversion line, which is this little red line here, trade parallel with this baseline. And this is exactly what you want to see with these setups. And this thing's getting super, super close to making a move, like within the next day, possibly within the next couple days. When we see these conversion lines start to arc upwards like this, we will see a violent reaction in price. Here is a great example right in here. You can see how this thing started trading sideways, parallel conversion line here, next to a parallel baseline right there. We had the conversion line start banging upwards, and look what the price did.
Wow.
Insane. So this went from down in the dumps to absolute insanity within, a couple of weeks, somewhere in there. So this thing freaking 300, this thing 3x in, less than probably, oh man, a week. So yeah, this is definitely one of those coins that, I don't know much about the project. So
I'm gonna swing trade this, not financial advice. I'm gonna throw $500 in right after this. Just see what happens next week.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at some potential price points for this thing. Really, I'm not really seeing any sort of really hardcore recognizable patterns other than the fact that there is a neckline here, possibly, and you might be able to argue that there's just some sort of messed up inverse head and shoulders pattern that could, strike a nice positive pose. But watch out. So if this thing takes off 17 cents, I personally would be looking at this 50-cent level, right around this 0.0289-ish level. The 61.8, right around this 0.033 cent level. Now, these right here, if we can get past the 786, which is 786 is a halfway decent point for traders to reverse positions, things like that. So that's at 4 cents. But a 127 and this 161.8 are very notorious for traders flip-flopping their positions. So keep your eye on these levels here. If we see JASMY start banging Airborne, get a hold of me and we'll do a little quick video on it just to see where things are at.
Yeah,
and then,
definitely.
of course, we talk about the upside. It's responsible to talk about where this thing could go to the downside.
Yeah.
I just measured from here to here, and then we just saw like everything disappear. So here we go. I don't know anything about JASMY, so forgive me on that. Half a penny, 0.004-ish. Really this 161.8 level at 0.00297. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Really, that would be pretty low. So keep your eyes out. If you start to see this thing really trading south of maybe 0.0075-ish level, that thing could be on its way to 0.0058-ish. It really sucks that we have to even describe these coins in like 0.005, like with CKB and JASMY, because this thing was banging at 20 cents, 35 cents, just at peak markets. So yeah, it is what it is. If you think about this too, even right now, you could even argue that there is some sort of symmetrical triangle forming here. Bear with me. Right in here. So it's man, this is just one of those things where it has everything going for it.
It's either going to go up or go down, basically. What about a time sequence, real quick, if you could find one? Is it just like all the other coins that we were talking about tonight, the time sequence between July 1st and July 10th, like we're either going to go up or down. And I mean, I would weigh more towards that, with everything being oversold, the crypto market and Bitcoin, that we would most likely make a move to the upside, would be my guess. But I mean, like I said, it's always good to do the downside of this too. But I'm just curious if there's some type of time sequence for at least this coin.
Let's just see if we can match anything up here. I'm just trying to think here. Let's go from this swing high down to this swing low. And yeah, we're getting that July 5th date again.
Wow.
So if JASMY isn't pumped either way by July 5th, I'd be really surprised.
And that's the day when it's basically the start of the week. So everything, there's always moves on like the beginning of the week, right after the 4th of July on Monday. So Tuesday might be a big, crazy day, hopefully to the upside, not the downside. I don't know.
Hopefully we can get some relief in here for everybody.
Definitely.
Hopefully people start piling in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are getting pretty depressed. They're losing their faith in the crypto markets and stuff like that. And I'm not, obviously if it's not for you, there's nothing wrong with taking a break, getting out of it.
Yeah.
But for those of us hardcore people that, are taking years off our life by staring at these charts every day, 10 times a day or more.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get rewarded.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do a lot recently, is just to not check my phone every 2 seconds. I mean, it's kind of hard as us as YouTubers and whatnot to try to keep up with what's going on, to put out videos, because we kind of have to do that in a way. But for like the average person, just put your phone down, go outside for a walk, spend time with your family. I've been using that SweatCoin app. I don't know if you heard that around the Twitter space. It's like a move to earn game, and it's been around for a while. I actually used to use it back in 2017 and 2018, and it's making a comeback now because they want to make a SweatCoin, like a crypto coin now.
Oh,
which I do believe, I don't know too much about it, but I do have the app, and I have quite a bit. Like, you do walking or running or whatever, you get a certain amount of those sweat coins that you can accumulate. Move to earn, kind of like there's play to earn. This is move to earn. There's a lot of different fitness apps out there, but that's just something that kind of has been motivating me lately to get out and walk more, because I've added some friends within the Voyager community on Twitter, and it's kind of, you can compare your daily steps, your weekly and your monthly, and you kind of have like a competition or whatever and whatnot. But apparently in the United States, I think by the end of summer, SweatCoin's supposed to launch their coin here, I guess, or just, I think in general throughout the whole world, because I don't think they're based out of the United States. I know Rob from Digital Asset News interviewed the whole team. I haven't watched the video yet, but I got to catch that video. But yeah, not to get too far off topic, but the SweatCoin move to earn, it's just something that's getting my mind off the down bear trend, whatever the heck we have going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, man, just to get your mind off things, and like you said, go for a walk, read a book, learn a new language. Just whatever you do, if you're in this for the long haul, you already know the prices are bad. You're gonna, if something miraculous happened, you'll hear about it on Twitter. Or people are gonna call you or whatever. But yeah, I've just been, personally, I've been putting out a lot of like like ecosystem videos, like dApps in the internet computer ecosystem, dApps in the CKB Nervos network ecosystem. I got some interviews lined up with an NFT project next week. That is, they're building a project in Nervos network ecosystem, so I'm excited for that. And then I got another project, I can't remember what it was, lined up, or we're trying to line
it was the
something up.
Wojak project. You're gonna do an updated Wojak video. Dude, you should do one and upload it to your 6fig channel.
Yeah, I have uploaded
Dude,
a few of
it's
them.
so good, but it's just weird when you, as a YouTuber, when you upload something random like that, it's not gonna get the views unless you kind of maybe hype it up beforehand and whatnot. But they're really good, especially if you kind of tailor it to our communities and whatnot, and you throw stuff in there and people get used to it or whatever. I think that'd be kind of something. But I know you said it just takes hours. It's just insane animation. I wouldn't even know where to begin if I wanted to create a Wojak video or Boomer video, whatever they are. But those are some pretty good, like, comical relief videos that I know. Low Budget Stories, I think the guy's name is, the channel that he puts out every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like, oh, I don't know if you can see this or not, but
yeah, I'll share it.
You know, it's the thing about it is, you know, it's like these videos here probably took me like 100 hours to make. When you get like just such few, you know, like under 500 views, you know.
How many views per video? I can't see it because it's so small.
Like 56 on this one.
Gosh,
this was probably my best one.
Yeah.
And then 116 on this one, and then 345 on this one, on the first one.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I need
maybe
more
throw
time.
a random one up, or make a poll. You should probably put up a poll on your community page and see if people would like that. That'd be a good idea. I don't know. I'm getting too off topic now, but I like them a lot. I think those videos are pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah, they're funny. I mean, it's just that stupid crypto humor, and it's just like, I just wish it didn't take so long to make the dang things.
Yeah. All right, so we got coming up on an hour and 30 minutes. We got 10 viewers in here. Thank you guys for sticking around here on your Thursday night. Really appreciate it. Smash that thumbs up button on your way out, guys. If you want to help support the channel, hate showing it, but it literally helps us YouTubers. Like, you look at the analytics and whatnot, you can see everything. It's crazy.
It stinks right now to be a YouTuber.
Yeah. Although, me personally, my channel, with all the Voyager craziness going on, I've been putting out the videos. My channel has actually done pretty well the last week and a half. I've got a lot of subscribers, so I'm just trying to keep up to date with the Voyager stuff to put it out to you guys watching. And I don't know, we'll see here what happens. But I still want to get back to some of my other crypto projects that I've covered, like Cardano and Nervos Network. I know I haven't been doing that, but that's as a YouTuber, it's just crazy because once you like start putting out videos on that, you're only gonna get views for that. Then I start putting out videos about something else, it's not gonna get any views type of thing. So it's hard to keep balance as a content creator to make it happen.
It really is. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion. I don't want to get too much off topic. All right, guys.
Let's talk about my problems here really quick.
We can go on and on and on. All right, 6fig, you got any
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, any final words, thoughts for everybody?
Just hang in there, folks. Like Airborne said, you know, just wait it out till, you know, the first week or two of July. Hopefully we can get some things turning around. I know a lot of people are Voyager token you know, supporters, and I'm one of them. And I'm hoping that we can get that boat turned around and, you know, sailing. You know, another thing I wanted to just add on that whole situation really quick is I don't think we're going to see a lot of answers until the next earnings call.
I've heard that too.
I just don't think that we're going to get a lot of clarity until that next earnings call. There might be some sort of buildup to that earnings call. There might not. It might just be a great earnings call that nobody expects, and boom, we might see that thing turn around. But I wouldn't plan on anything until that earnings call comes out, and we really have a deep understanding of what exactly is going on, what their plan of action is. The team, the team they've got is smart. They've assembled one of the better platforms in the industry. So, when you look at people, I see in the comments, Chris is asking if Voyager goes under. Hopefully not. Personally, I don't think that they are. But what would happen to the tokens we have in the platform? That's a good question. My hope would be that they would just force you to sell them off and then you withdraw your money. I could see that, or maybe they could have you sell them off. You could pump it into like USDC and then you could send it out of the app. I don't think that they would just straight up rob you of your tokens like that.
No, it's publicly
I
traded
think that would
company.
be
That's what they have.
illegal.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, if something happened and they got lost, I don't know that you could recover them. Just my two thoughts. I've never really thought of them as deceptive like that ever. So hopefully you'd get the opportunity to move them off the exchange if that happened.
Yeah. All right, Six Fig and everyone else continuing to watch. All 5 of you guys, really appreciate it. That's gonna do it for Thirsty Thursdays. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know. I'll probably put out a video, but I'm probably gonna take the weekend off just because it's holiday weekend, Monday too. I don't know. Unless something crazy happens, I'll put an update video out for you guys. But just go out, enjoy your weekend. If you guys are in the United States, enjoy your 4th of July, and that's all I got for you guys. Crypto Airborne.
See you guys
out.